Hi guys, I'm Stevie Cooper, and I'm here today to talk about to balance the drums. We're going to be dealing with the drum mix, and I hope you'll pick one or two things on one of the ways by which I mix my drums. Um, on the drums, as you can see in the lower right screen, is David, Tom. In fact, David, call your name. Oh, call your name. Make them know your name.
Yeah, my name is David Tom Mfon.
Hey, hear that name? That name is swagalicious. Call it again, please.
David Tom Mfon.
Oh boy. Okay, so guys, for all of you that have been asking me how do I get my drum to sound thick, I'm going to do just a quick one with the drums, and let's see how we can go quickly. So David, what I've done here, I have kind of flattened everything on the drums. You can see on the screen, there's nothing there that has been EQ'd or compressed or anything. So we'll start with the drums. He will play the drum for like 30 seconds, and then we'll now deal with every element. So David, the first thing I do is set my levels, and I'm going to set my drum levels to 0 dB, all the preamp level to 0 dB, and then I will move my trim levels up, all right, because you have to get your gain structure sorted well. But the overheads will be minus 2.5. So, Davey, can you hit the kick and snare? Let me see. Okay, so even at preamp level of, because I gain up on the trim, all right, you can see on my meter there's no distortion, there's no clipping, all right, I can still boost it up. So let's leave it at 11 dB plus on the trim. Lovely. So play the full drums. Fantastic. So you hear the natural drum, it sounds great, sweet and lovely. All right. There's nothing, it's not on the DCA, and it's not on the DCA, it's not anywhere, on anything. That's how it sounds. So we're going to deal with it. Can you hit all your toms? Your floor toms and all that? Fantastic. So what we are going to do now is just to work on it. The kick sounds nice, the two snares sound nice. So let's see what we can do, okay? All right. So David, let's now start with the let me increase my talkback mic so they can hear me. Okay, let's start hmm, with the kick as usual. Kick. Okay, so you can hear the kick. So what I'm going to do here is just to activate the gate. And then my range will come up to 20, all right? And I'm going to leave it at 1.4 on my ratio of the gate. Fantastic, you can hear the kick. Without EQ, I could choose to leave it like this because the quick kick sounds great. So let's just work on something and just bring some, snap on the mid frequency area. So I'm going to cut around 250 hertz. All right, a narrow cut. Good. And then let me be creative a bit. Okay, this time around we are not going to make it sound different from what we are hearing. We're just cleaning it up so it sounds tighter. All right, yeah, just around my 700 hertz. So we'll just move it to 500. 500. yeah, because I want that cartoon-like feel to go off. Okay, so um, if I want to have some depth on my kick, then I could come and boost up my 60 hertz. So there are several ways to go about it. And widen my Q to 3 to 1. 1 may be too wide, but let's see how hear how it sounds. Good. So and then I can just boost up my 4K, 4K. I'll come to 3K. And then narrow the Q. But then I come down here to my low cut and bring it down to 40 hertz cut. Fantastic. I like how the kick sound. So you can hear the bite, you can hear the punch. All right. Now, to give the kick deeper punch, all I could do is come with compressor. Now I'm going to use the LA leveler, and then have probably 3 or 2 dB gain reduction, or 1, just mild gain reduction. Yeah. You can hear it, it sounds good. Um, so what do we do here? Um, Maybe we'll add another punch. But I'm going to leave it at 60 hertz and just leave it as it is. Bring it down a bit, it's too much. I don't usually, I think I like the kick as it is. Let the compressor do its work. And then add a makeup gain. Yeah. Let the gate be a bit free. Bring it down a bit. Okay, good, David. I'm good. So let's go to the snare. That's the first snare, right? So the snare naturally sounds fatter, all right? So what I would do is just do a mild cut of 100 hertz, all right? And then, what happened to your mic? Okay. And do a cut around 400 hertz. Yeah, so as I did the cut, you can hear the snap, right? Now, so I come around. Yeah, I don't want this. I bring it down just around 1K and narrow my cut. And then I could choose to do a high shelf, all right, up to, let's say, up to 6K, but then do a narrow cut of 4K, very narrow cut. Fantastic. Good. So the next thing I could do is just do a mild gate. And hold of 100 milliseconds. Go on. Accent, let's bring some presence to it from the gate. Fantastic. So I think I want it a bit brighter, and I'm shifting my low mid to about 250 and narrow my Q. Yeah, I like what I'm. So hit your kick and snare. Thank you, David. The kick sound, the snare sounds nice. So let's add a compressor to give it some presence. Can you hit your snare? We'll use the leveler. Just have a mild, like 0.01 or 5 dB gain reduction. Yeah. So can you hit the kick and snare? Fantastic. Okay, thank you. So now we have two snares. We have an auxiliary snare. I call it piccolo, but the drummer calls it um, auxiliary snare. Now, sorry we didn't put you through, but he and I had an agreement on how he wanted his snare and his drum to sound. So yesterday we did Tony on the drums. Today we just want to make sure the drum sounds the way he like it. All right, and then we can now bring it up in the house. All right, but the natural feel on the drums is what he likes to hear. So let's go to the second snare, auxiliary. Yeah. So, I like the natural sound, that snap coming out. So what I'm going to do here is to make it all this shimmer. Yeah. Fantastic. And I'll boost around 160 and do a cut around 400. And then bring up, not high shelf now, just bring up around 3K, but narrow the 3K. And then do a low cut of 160, 150, let's say 120, 110. Then a high cut of 8K, 7K. Yeah, let's leave it at 8K. So hit your first and second snare, please. Okay. So I'm going to make the auxiliary snare slightly louder by 3 dB. Okay, thank you. So let me add a bit of gate. Now I'm going to use the draw more gate. It's subtle and it's smooth. Hit the second snare, please. Fantastic. Now, I could choose to compress it, all right, or leave it. But let's give it some punch through the compressor. So, bro, can you hit your compressor? I mean, your snare, second snare. Now, all I'm looking for is about 3 to 4 dB gain reduction. All right. Attack, about 30 milliseconds. No hold. And then release is about 65 milliseconds. So let's have 2 dB makeup gain. Fantastic. So hit your kick, snare 1 and snare 2. So you see how the snare, there's a differential between the two snares. So what I could do is just to narrow, yeah, and tilt it slightly. Thank you, sweet. Okay, so the next thing I do is to do the hi-hats. Can you hit your hi-hats? So we come to the hi-hats. Yeah. So all I'm going to clean up on the hi-hats is the low frequency, the low energy, the low end definition. So, yeah, go on with your hi-hats. So, yeah, you see here, I want to clean around here, that harshness. And then bring my high shelf. Fantastic. So I'm going to compress it with BDX. All right, it's just an emulation of the DBX, and I'm going to compress it at 2.1. For every 2 dB, there's a 1 dB gain reduction, and then let my threshold get to the compression activates once it hits. It's weak, and 3 dB makeup gain, fantastic. So I'm just going to turn it, tilt it to the left, and narrow it. Yeah. Okay, so can we go with high tom? Fantastic. Yeah. So I'll do my low cut. Here I want it to sound very tight. So I'm cutting up to 140 and then 250 hertz. Yeah, and I'll narrow it and do the cut. Now I'm hearing this snap that I don't want. Yeah, that hard hit around 1-2K, but I will shift it towards 800, 900. And then still come down on the 200. Yeah, but shift it towards 300 hertz a bit. Yeah. Then boost up 10K. 10K by just 1 dB. But narrow my Q to 4.6. Yeah, I'm still hearing something in this low area left. Yeah, this is better. Okay, so let's add a little bit of compression to bring it up. Hard knee, 3.1, till I start getting just 1 dB gain reduction. My attack will be 40, no hold. My release is 34 milliseconds, but I will let the compressor hit at the peak. And then just put a mild gate, and I'm going to use draw more. Okay, fantastic. So, tom 2. Now, if you're not careful here, you can see the dip just about 220 hertz. Now, the fundamental is about 180, 160. So let's 180. So let's find the fundamental. So that's the fundamental. We'll come to the next frequency around there. Yeah, the odd frequency, and bring it down. And then let's boost our fundamental while we bring this down. We'll bring down about 200 and boost our fundamental. Narrow it. Then the mid area, mid section, yeah, just there. But take it inward to 700, 600. Yeah, better. And do another low cut, but this time a mild low cut of 60 hertz. And then the same gate. And then same compression. Threshold. This time for 3-to-1 ratio and makeup gain 3 dB. Okay, can you hit kick, snare, hi-hats, two snares, kick, hi-hats on 1 and 2? Okay, cool, cool, cool. So let's go to tom 3. So this is what? Flow tom or low tom? Okay, flow tom. Go on. So let's boost it up. First of all, this time around we're going to clean. Yeah, I'm going to cut around 300 hertz and then do another cut around 2 and 1K. Then boost up my 70 hertz, 73 hertz, and then do a little high boost on 10K, but narrow the key just by 2 dB. Let's do a cut around this 200 hertz. Good. So let's add an accent to the gate to give it some presence. This is full gate and no hold release 500 milliseconds. Okay, so let's go to the overhead. Okay, sorry, the flow tom. Flow tom. Yeah, so that is the magic one. So sweep. Yeah, this is where my fundamental is. Now you have to be careful so it doesn't clash with your kick drum. So let me clean up the mid section. Narrow my cue. And then boost up 85 hertz. Good, by 5 dB. And then do a high cut of 7 kilohertz. And then do a tilt. Yeah. Okay. So since we've done the tilt, let's open our high frequency a bit. Then this time around we are compressing. Okay, we are using early leveler. And we're going to have up to 1 dB gain reduction. Fantastic. So hit your low tom and flow tom. So let me add a compressor on the low tom. And have just a mild, compressor. So let's boot up our low tom by 4 dB. Add the mid tom. Add the high tom. Now play full. So let's do the panning on the high tom. So let's go to our overhead. Go on your overhead. Hit your overhead. Your cymbals, rather. Fantastic. So what we'll do here is just cut. Low cut up to 200 hertz. And then we'll do a high shelf. High shelf down, but then cut around 500 hertz and narrow it. So can you play your full drums? Let me bring the overhead. Let me compress it a bit. attack, fast release, and peak. Hold for 70 milliseconds. The ratio is 4.1. E of 1. So let me add some effects on it. Alright, we'll use an ambience reverb. And then add it on our tom. Put it on our fantastic. Can we have tom 2? Yeah, tom 2. I need to cut down the low mid area a bit. Yeah, and do the cut on the. So let's give it 100 hertz. Tom 2. Yeah. And let's add a little bit of hall reverb. Let me hear your high tom. Let me hear your flow tom, your low tom. Now, the next thing I'll do is to send it on a subgroup for definition. So this is the subgroup. I'll just change it, flatten it, remove this, and add the kick and the snare first. And compress. This time heavy compression of 2 dB at the peak. And make it up. Let it pass through the, yeah. So let's add the toms now. And let's use the basic. Let's bring down our reverb. So what I'm going to do on the tom bus is to use the LA leveler and use it as a limiter, okay? And remove this, just leave it flat. So that's for you. Thank you, David. Thank you. So guys, that's it for your drums. This is just one way you can balance your drums and have it sounding great. Let's give a big up for David Tom Mfong, our legendary drummer. David, what do you want to say to the people? Yeah? Yeah, yeah.
It's been a pleasure playing and having a good mix. It's nothing good as playing and let your drums speak.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steve.
Thank you, David. So if you have an event, all you guys, what's his name? What's this, my friend? Timmy Dakolo. This is a good drummer. If you don't have a drummer, or if your drummer is going to Jackpa, you should bring this guy up. He's a nice one. Or how you call him? Okay, I know. Tim Godfrey. I know you have it. Jay Martins. You don't sing anymore, but this guy is good. He's good. So check him out. Yeah. So David, can we have a feel of you again? All right, as we wrap up. Go on. Where is Timmy? Timmy, are you ready with your bass? Where is Nelson? Let me do some EQing on my reverb. Bring down 1K. Just bring it down. Timmy, are you ready? So guys, wear your in-ears. Let's check how it sounds on your in-ear. David, are you with your in-ear? Huh? David, are you with your in-ear?
Yes, I'm with my ear.
Okay, where is Timmy?
He's here.
Okay, Timmy, I'm unmuting your bass, so drop your volume a bit. Go on. Yeah. So I want to do a bit of modification to this your bass. Go on, hit it again.